Alrighty guys, we're getting the Ranger back together a little bit at a time here. I already showed you the roof. Working on the bumper here. Getting the winch back installed. Got my rear panel installed. Had to go about it a little bit differently. I got some gasket all the way around it. I also put some sound mat on the inside of this panel. You can hear the difference between sound mat and no sound mat. You can hear just the sturdiness of it. Probably didn't need to do that because the motor is not behind the cab like the new Rangers. The motor's like right up under the seat, but this helps with muffler noise and stuff like that. So we'll see how it works out. I know when I made that panel and installed it and run around with it, it really quieted everything down. So it got a nice seal all the way around it, so should keep pretty much everything out of the cab. I do not have it sealed completely down there. I kind of left that a little bit open, you know, in case water gets in this side. There is a way for it to go out. It can come out the little hole there, so it's not completely sealed, but it doesn't matter. This is not completely sealed cab. But working on my winch, I got it in there. Kind of painted up the bracket that holds it, so we got that touched up. That's ready to go on now. I did some paint touch up last night, so this is actually ready to get bolted on. I have to get this on, and then I have some of the extreme bars for the side. They got to go on. You can see I've got this cover removed right here. There's a cover that goes on there. You can see the outline because of the faded plastic. Anyway, there's a cover that goes on there, and there's two bolts right here. That's where them extreme bars go to. They come out. I put it on my other Ranger focus camera. They come here and they come out and they go and they connect to the factory bumper. I did that on my other 6x6 that I had. Really liked them. So I'm doing it now here. I have to do this first because I got to put the cover back on, and then the other cover that I made for the doors, that has to go on last. So I kind of got to do this in order, otherwise I'm going to get in trouble and have to take stuff off. You guys, you should have seen the junk that was inside this thing. Holy crap, there's a drain hole right there. And this thing was just stuffed with grass and sticks, and it was pretty crazy what I found in there. So it's pretty much all there is to install in these bumpers. You got 2 mounting points up there, 3 down there, and we've also got some push pins right here. I've replaced these with bolts. They're just easier to work with. And then there is a plastic shield back there. I'm going to put that on later. It just helps direct the flow of the radiator, you know, the airflow, so it don't go around it. Speaking of the radiator, I did clean it out. It was just packed full of stuff. I cleaned it out and kind of worked on the fins, made sure the fins were all nice and straight so the air could flow nice through it. This never did have a heating problem. These Rangers are pretty amazing in the cooling department. Okay, so next I'm going to put these extreme bars, they call them, on the sides. They go from the bumper, they slide into the end of the bumper where there's usually a cap, and then they bolt onto the frame with 2 bolts. Like I said, these are the extreme ones. They make another pair. I think they're just standard, and they're just straight bars. I think they really look stupid, and they just really look bad, I think. These extreme bars are supposed to be paired up with the extreme brush guard they have, and it goes up over the hood. Again, I've done that, or I did that on my last 6x6 I had. I think I'm going to go a little different route with this one. These were actually made for the, I believe it was the 05 and up Rangers. They changed the hood a little bit. So 9/16 is the size here. Power tools makes this so much easier. Okay, so sometimes these can be a bear to get in. You just kind of slide it in the end of the thing and kind of rotate it up. This one looks like it's gonna fit quite a bit better than the other ones I've ever had. They do supply new bolts. They're a little smaller and a little longer. Now I gotta get a different wrench because it's a different size. It's like 1/2 inch. These don't look like they're fitting quite as nice as previous versions I've had, but if I can rotate that, maybe I can rotate it here. There we go. I need to hold that up while I tighten this. Now that's using your head, guys. Well, that's it, guys. All there is to it. So there they are installed. This side didn't quite fit as nice as the other side. Surprise, surprise. These are factory Polaris parts. A bit of a gap here, not quite all the way slid inside, but it is what it is, guys. I'm probably being too picky. I know I'm being too picky, but anyway, it gives just a little bit of protection here. This is all plastic stuff. If you notice, these stick out right about the same width as my door hinges. And then once I get my side panel on there and you get the door, I think everything's gonna look real nice and where it's supposed to be. So like nothing's gonna be like sticking out like it shouldn't be. But yeah, it's coming along. I had to paint my roller fairly. That's why that's not in. I gotta wait for that to get my grills in. But we're getting there, guys. This green looks really good, guys, against the factory green. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's looking real good. So I'm gonna keep on installing some parts. I think I'm gonna have to notch my side panel right here to clear this piece here, because these are made a little different than the ones I've installed. The ones that I've installed had a tube, and the tube continued all the way into here, and then they had the mounts on there. So this is kind of a little different. It does give you a little more tire clearance, I think, in here. But with my lift kit, the lift kit on this thing, it looks like I could fit a huge tire in there. Problem with putting bigger tires on the Ranger here isn't the front, it's the 6x6. You gotta, once you get so big, the two rear tires are gonna hit. And also up front ain't so bad, but it's pretty close there too. So I got my side panels installed, along with the cheap windshield that I was running. Added some more gaskets to that to help seal it up. I couldn't quite get this right. I think I need to trim that off, really. I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with, but anyway, I gotta work on that. I don't even know if I'm keeping this very long, because this is like a really cheap windshield. Now I say it's a cheap windshield, but if you go look for one of these poly cheap windshields, they're like $200 or so. So I mean, it's not really that cheap of a windshield, but this one's broken. It's got a crack, but it's gonna work for now, guys. Got her bolted on, fitted up, and like I said, it's kind of sealed really nice. I added this weather stripping there, and it's way better than what it was. Before, there was a huge gap there. I used to throw towels up there to stop the wind from coming through and stuff. So it's much better now. This side I had to do a little bit of trimming because it was kind of messing up with that bar right there. Just a tiny bit. I mean, a tiny bit. I had to clearance out to get everything to fit, but it's all on there, so we're getting closer. Probably gonna wait a little while to put my doors on there. Like I said, probably 7 days, because that's how long they say it takes to cure. So I don't really want that like weather strip area to get messed up on this thing, because I would like to take the doors off whenever I want. Well, guys, I'm getting pretty excited here. Getting all the parts on the Ranger. See, I got my winch in there. I've got the grill inserts on there, the fair lead, my shackle. Got the upper grill, you can't see it, it's underneath the light, but I got my light on there. Got the winch hooked up. It's ready to go and working. So the front end's looking really good. Come to the side here. Got some new side panels for it. These are actually the newer or later model side panels. A little bit different design than the early models. I believe 2005 and up went with this style. This is not a bolt-on. It's not a bolt-on conversion. I did have to trim some of the plastic off this, and now if you're doing this, this is a 6x6, so the panels are different than the 4x4. Now I ordered 2 side panels for a 6x6, one for this side, one for the other side. I'm going to throw up a picture showing you the difference and how short the 6x6 panels are compared to the the 4x4 panels. So I got a 4x4 panel for the other side and a 6x6 panel for this side, and I can't find a 6x6 panel for the other side, so I got to keep looking. But like I said, this is not a bolt-on deal. You got to do some trimming because it doesn't quite fit this Ranger like the newer ones. They must have made some changes. The newer ones, you see it here, it covers all this. The older panel actually went underneath the framing. I kind of like that it covers up all this. Another thing is I might be painting these side panels. Maybe once I find a 6x6 panel. But I'll show you the other side. Now the other side is a little different. You can see I got it on there and it's working. It's just like the 6x6 panel, only it's longer. So what I ended up doing is I ended up trimming. I set the other one on top of this one, and I just trimmed it down like the other side. The only thing is it doesn't have that folded around edge. It's not really going to be that big of a deal once you get the bed on. See how this kind of wraps around? That's what it should do. But anyway, it gives it a finished look. Nobody's going to even notice that unless I point that out. Or if you really know your stuff on Rangers, you might spot that, but not worried about it right now. I'm just going to keep looking for a 6x6 panel for this side. If anybody knows where one is, you know, throw me a link or whatever, and I'll pick one up. But really getting excited, guys. I'm going to get my back glass in today. I think I'm going to throw my doors on, and that'll be pretty much done. I don't really know what I'm doing with the bed. I'm thinking about bed lining it, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to get my other pieces on today, and we'll go from there. Well, there we go, guys. We got her together. That's what happens when you take your time and fit parts before you paint them, is it kind of drops together real easy like. Got my back window in. I wanted to do this outside, but the wind just isn't going to let me do it. But it's all fitting real nice, guys. Just like before I painted it. And kind of a nice surprise here is this panel here is pretty good up under here. You can see there is a gap right there, but I think all I really need is a little flap right there, and I mean I'll be good. It's just a canvas door. The other side's going to be a little more tricky because of the gas cap there, so that's going to be a little more tricky. Might need a little more flap or maybe a couple flaps for there, but I think that'll work out. Just a couple flaps, we'll seal that up. But that was kind of a pleasant surprise. I was thinking I was gonna have to completely remake these, but I think I can work with them. So these doors are probably gonna be coming on and off the machine as the weather changes. It's kind of what's nice about these canvas doors is they can come off pretty easy. The doors like I have on my 900, the power window doors, them are not going to come off the machine. They're going to stay on there. So I guess, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Probably have some pictures of the machine out and about, but I got to work on the bed, get that back on. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that, but anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I'll see you.